Good evening. Please remain standing, and if you would please stand for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Good evening again. I would like to welcome and extend a special welcome to Deputy Superintendent Ms. Ball Oliver, Board of Education President Mr. Roger Moss, District 4 Board Member Mr. Sean Ketchmar, District Administrators, faculty, staff, family, and friends of the Islands High School class of 2023. It is my honor and privilege to be able to recognize and celebrate these young men and women. And at this time, it is also my pleasure to introduce and bring to the podium the Islands High School's Salutatorian Bailey Chambliss and Valedictorian Miles Parkhurst. Bailey Chambliss served as the Vice President of the National Honor Society and President of the Future Business Leaders of America. And in the fall, Bailey will be attending the Georgia Institute of Technology. Miles Parkhurst served as a peer advisor for Sources of Strength and was a committee chairperson for Student Senate. In the fall, Miles will be attending Yale University. I present to you the Islands High School class of 2023 Salutatorian Bailey Chambliss, followed by our Valedictorian Miles Parkhurst.
Good evening. Before I begin, I would like to welcome Deputy Superintendent Ms. Ball Oliver, School Board President Mr. Moss, District 4 Representative Mr. Cashmar, Principal Butler, faculty, staff, friends, family, and most of all, the Islands High School class of 2023. When I was told a couple of months ago that I would have to give a speech here today, the only parameters I was given was that it, 1, had to be around 2 minutes, and 2, couldn't be offensive. Specific, right? Not at all. I really struggled to land on a message that would apply to all of us. We are an extremely diverse class of students with countless different goals and post-graduation plans. Teachers and family friends kept pushing me to talk about common experiences. I blew their ideas off, thinking the only commonality we had was escaping school through the Spanish hall, silently hoping we wouldn't be stopped and questioned by the teachers that often patrol the golden doors to our freedom. Out of sheer desperation, I resorted to using ChatGPT to write my speech, even emailing one of them as a potential final draft to our principal. So I'm really sorry, Mr. Butler. As many of you are aware, one of our most adored teachers, Miss Stacy Bragg, passed away only a little over a month ago today. Like many of you, it's taken me a long time to process her passing. Cancer is a beast, working silently and taking away great people far too soon. After attending her funeral late last month and seeing just how many faculty and students, past and present, attended, I realized that she is the commonality between all of us here today. Miss Bragg was a math teacher, and a really good one. Her room is the fourth door down on the left on the first hallway in the Math and World Languages Hall. When you walked in, she had a bowl of Dum-Dums there to greet you at her desk after she proudly collected all of our phones and placed them in phone jail for the entirety of the class period. During class, she was excited to teach. She walked you through every step of every problem, pausing only to answer questions, and often encouraged you to stay after school if you were still lost. There is no doubt that she moved us through the material very quickly. I was no stranger to spending an hour after school working through a problem on her whiteboard. From the 2 years that I, and many of you, were in her class, I believe we can all conclude that Miss Bragg was, as her great friend Mr. Kelly Duran said, the greatest of humanity. If you weren't one of the lucky ones that got to experience Miss Bragg as a teacher, you likely ran into her in the front office once or twice, chatting it up with the front office ladies as she feverishly planned this year's senior activities. Even what I can only imagine was her hardest time in life, she still wanted to spend time at Islands and with her students. Oftentimes, we lose sight of the people around us that are in support of what we do. We are so focused on achieving the goal that we don't take a second to realize who is helping us get there. For me, this silent supporter was Miss Bragg. I went into high school dead set on becoming a lawyer, yet after having math with Miss Bragg, I suddenly found a love for calculus and now will be pursuing a degree in engineering. Over the last 4 years, Miss Bragg, even during her treatment, found time to check in on me and others to make sure we were still on track. There are few things that I wouldn't do right now to catch up with her about her grandkids or her plans for her next family trip to Disney. To the Islands High School class of 2023, in these few months before we move on to our next ventures, please take a moment to slow down and look around you. Even if you think there will be no one, look. You will find that there are people advocating for your success. As you continue to succeed in life, acknowledge those people and appreciate what they have done for you. A couple of months ago, I walked into the front office, and Miss Bragg told me that I would be giving a speech here at graduation. And Miss Bragg, I don't know if it was only 2 minutes, but I sure hope it wasn't offensive. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Before I get started with my speech, I also want to take a moment up here to pay my respects to Miss Bragg. She was truly an amazing woman and the best math teacher I've ever had. She cared so much for her students as people, and she managed to make math such an engaging, investigative process. I know she would have loved to be here tonight, and she is sorely missed. Thank you. Now for the actual thing. I would like to welcome Deputy Superintendent Ms. Ball Oliver, School Board President Mr. Moss, District 4 Representative Mr. Kashmar, Principal Butler, faculty, staff, guests, and the class of 2023. Hopefully, high school is able to help in your advancement of the human experience, or whatever. For some, it may pave the way for you to explore future academia, much as it did me. But the much more likely outcome is that it turned you off from the idea of ever being within a 13-mile radius of a Chromebook ever again. Either way, these few formative years of our lives mark the end of our childhood and our transition into independence. I've done a lot of research into valedictorian speeches before writing this, and they all feel like they're made to sound the same. As easy as it would be, I can't with the full conscience suggest that life is suddenly going to be a cakewalk once you take that sheet of paper. I also don't want to suggest that things don't ever get better, though. Soon, we'll be much more free, distanced from whatever has ailed us here, whether it be family issues, intensely frustrating classes, toxic relationships, reminders of our past, or even the truest of evils, College Board. I want to give genuine congratulations to everyone who's made it this far. It's been said at about every graduation every year, but it's not easy. I, too, have struggled immensely to get where I am, and I don't just mean working for the honor of being on this stage in front of a microphone. I want to take the opportunity of being up here to show strength and vulnerability. The accomplishments I've made are only an arbitrary quantification of the extremely abstract aspects of intelligence our society puts value on. My life is every bit as human as all of you, and each and every one of you is as much a human as I. The toils and pains of each of our lives are so abstract and variable, both in nature and in effect. There have been many times in my life when I didn't think I would be able to pull through to this point, when it didn't feel like what I had to go through was worth it, when life became so horribly excruciating that everything I'd accomplished, everything I'd worked for, and everything I'd become wasn't worth it. No matter what I did to work on myself and change, it seemed like it would never be quite enough. But luckily this last year has been able to help me recognize hope. I've been through a lot, but my family, the hope of college, medication, and just simple maturity have helped me learn a lot about myself and recognize that I truly do value who I am. I'm sure there are some of you out there who can sympathize with that story, but we all have our different stories. Some of you might not be able to understand what I'm saying at all. We all have our different hopes and our different struggles, different highs and different lows. The complexity of our issues is worthless to compare, but I know every single person in this audience has something that is stuck with them, something they still don't want to talk about, no matter how trivial others may make it sound. Part of life, though, is that those struggles may come back. The future is unwritten and only holds mystery. It holds both new joys and new disappointments. I say this from a place of optimism. I want this speech to be a reminder that we're going to have so many more opportunities to make our lives better. Your life is about to truly be yours. We're going to finally be in control and be able to find the people and the environment that fosters us to make the progress that we want to make. I want to be able to remind you all that our lives have a much greater potential for joy, and even in the darkest of times, progress can be made. Our life is really just beginning, and it is so important to do everything we can to try and not let anything we've been through thus far weigh us down more than it has to. Sometimes the best we can do is be willing to pull through in hope of a better day, to hold on to our dreams and those things and people that are dear to us. Other times, with circumstance permitting, things will seem simpler, brighter, and more hopeful. But still, whatever darkness haunts us, past, present, or future, can seep through. Do everything you can to not let it win, and if it does, don't let us cherish its victory for long. We're all beautiful, complex beings who have been working on refining the art that is ourselves for nearly 2 decades. Each and every one of us should be proud of the person we've become. Never give up on your ability to keep growing and move forward. We'll never be perfect, and life won't ever just be good. We as humans have a very great capacity for darkness, but so do we for lightness. Life will grow more joyous, but there will be storms. So go on and let yourself grow. Look for what could be and be willing to change your perspective on life. Our futures can be so amazing as long as we don't let the hard times outweigh the good. We must learn to hold on to that little bit of light, and it'll begin to shine brighter and brighter, until eventually we can learn to cherish the dark for allowing the light to shine even brighter. Have a terrific Tuesday, class of 2023. Hashtag finish strong, hashtag fins up, hashtag go Sharks.
Each year, the senior class votes to name the most inspiring educator. We honor this individual through the support of the Educate Chatham Foundation with a $1,000 grant that can be used next year in his or her classroom. The Educate Chatham Foundation is a strategic fundraising partner for our school system and engages our community educators in the district to accelerate progress and help find the most impactful ways to empower teachers, fuel engaged learning, and support students and their families. The teacher selected as the most inspirational educator, selected in secret by the senior class. The teacher is someone who has gone above and beyond to provide students with a little extra, not just for one student, but for all students. To present this year's Inspirational Educator Award is Swan Sealer, a member of the Board of Directors for the Educate Chatham Foundation.
Thank you, Principal Butler, and good evening. It is an honor to be with all of you tonight, and congratulations to you. The Educate Chatham Foundation exists to support teachers and students to their highest calling. We are pleased to recognize a teacher who has not only inspired, but nurtured and loved the students in their charge. So, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Educate Chatham Foundation, it is my privilege to present the Most Inspirational Educator Award for Islands High School to Adeline Bankston.
my very first class. Thank you for making me cry before I have to read your names. And also go do big things and continue to make me and yourselves proud. Thank you.
Congratulations, Coach Bankston, and get yourself together so you can read these names. Will the graduating class of 2023 please stand? It is my privilege and honor to certify that these distinguished students standing before you have successfully completed the requirements for the graduation for the state of Georgia and the Savannah-Chatham County Board of Education. Please be seated.
Don't mess up. Paul Stewart Abbott. Jordan Allison Abel. Michael Keegan Abney. Angelica Annalisa Agosto. Nadim Sarmad El-Khazraji. Amelia Grace Anderson. Luke Savas Andreo. Rowan Rajan Answer. John Philip Xavier Audette. Charlie Grace Fitzpatrick Bailey. Samantha Ann Bennett. Mariano Alejandro Bibelotti. Shakari Kiran Blige. James Lionel Bodenrader. Katiana Lynn Boland. Brandon Jeremiah Bonds. Kaya Renee Bonds. Aaron Michael Borowski. Kate Olivia Bossler. Annabelle Francis Bertina. Kimani Javari Bright. Jackson Morris Briscoe. Nathan Moore Bristol. Alec Pascal Brown. Joshua Brandon Brown. Maya Christine Brown. Nadia Janelle Brown. Sydney Claire Brown. John Thon Bryan. Paul Kong Bryan. Tashara Sierra Sarah Bryant. Akasha Jade Burdine. Michael Anthony Burse Jr. Lucas Morrison Bird. Aiden William Cameron. Cameron Allen Carter. Christopher Michael Cicerone II. Madison May Chalmers. Bailey Catherine Chambliss. Trajan Alexander Chapman. Michael Demetrius Cherry, Jr. Jordan Elise Cintron. Haley Elizabeth Claybos. Dominic Clemente Concepcion. Justin Malachi Cox. Jaime Gabriel Cruz. Christian Reese Daniels. Sandler Cage Danis. Michaela Kristen Davidson. Darcy Lynn Davis. Dina Ray Davis. Marcellus Lamar Davis. Savannah Betty Joanne Davis. Nicholas Cato DeBerry. Ahmad Majid Diab. Tiffany Angel Renee Donaway. Michael Anthony Duck, Jr. Aaliyah Maria Dumas. Daniel Duran. John Henry Emery V. Chase Benjamin Evans. Roland Duran Ferguson. Rachel Marie Fernandez. Evan David Flick. Carson Lane Floyd. James Matthew Phobes. Parker Austin Phobes. Allison Lorraine Fritz. Lola Riley Futrell. Annalicia Marie Gonzalez. Delaney Joy Gordon. Cody Landon Grooms. Ava Matthews Hansel. Samuel Rogie Harrelson. Dakota James Hargett. Lane Mays Hobby. Jarrett Cole Hornick. Nicholas Brandon Huff. Kirsten McCall Hudson. Hannah Elaine Humphreys. Jordan Elizabeth Husty. Dante Mazeo Iannuzzi. John Ibanez Morales. Tamarius Devin Jackson. Diamond Dolores Marie Jones. Nathan Allen Jones. Emma Grace Keaton. Madeline Elizabeth Kiger. Alyssa Marie Kiley. Reagan Charlotte Kimmel. Chad Sion Kinder. Alex Kyler King Castro. Gavin Joseph Kirsch. Savannah May Klein. Isabella Andrea Knight.
Yeah!
Jake Alexander Knight. Aislinn Grace Lanigan. Heba Youssef Laura. Michael Connor Lewis. Angel Chanel Lexley. Dylan Thomas Liverman. Devin Brooke Long. Anaya Brianna Mackey. Ton Mong. Wesley Blake Marable. Hudson James Martin Bazemore. Angelica Flora Martinez. Abigail Ray Masterson. Kevin Shane Matthews Jr. Amelia Joanne Malden. Riley Chance Maxey. Laurel Ruth McCraw. Madison Sherry McCraw. Rudolph Omari Varner IV. Isabel Rain Viette. Stone Zachary Walagoro. Amari James Walker. Treon Jahari Walker. Lily Rose Warmkessel. Kelvin James Warren. Dawson Tinsley Waters. Dominique James Watson Davis. Joseph Morris Webster III. Hannah Lynn Weimer. Aaliyah Ivory Williams. Cassandra Samore Wilson. Michael William Wood. Stella Abigail Wood. Darren Zhang. Bryce Taryn Brandon Bean.